Good morning, all. I am Prashant Mahajan. So, today we are going to see lecture 3. In the lecture 3, we are going to see terms in spectroscopy. So, there are 6 terms we are going to see today. First is chromophore, second is oxochrome, third is hypsochromic shift, fourth is bathochromic shift, fifth is hyperchromic shift, sixth is hypochromic shift. So, first, what is chromophore? So chromophore is a covalently unsaturated group responsible for electronic absorption in UV visible region. So what is unsaturated? So unsaturated means the group which is having double bond or triple bond. So that double bond or triple bond present in the group is responsible for the electronic absorption in UV visible region. That compound is called as chromophore. You can see C double bond C, C double bond O, and double bond O, or benzene ring is having 3 C double bond C, so it is also chromophore. Second term in spectroscopy is oxochrome. So oxochrome is the saturated group with lone pair of electron which when attached to a chromophore changes both wavelength and intensity of absorption. That means oxochrome is not going to absorb UV visible radiation, or it is not going to show electronic absorption in UV visible region. But when it is attached to the chromophore, it is going to change both wavelength and intensity of absorption. So it is a unsaturated group with lone pair of electrons. So you can see in NH2 there is a lone pair on nitrogen. In OH there are 2 lone pairs on oxygen. In case of Cl there are 3 lone pairs. So if it is attached to the benzene ring, it is going to show the absorption. Next, hyperchromic shift, hypsochromic shift, bathochromic shift, hypsochromic shift. If you see the diagram, then on the x-axis there is lambda max. That means bathochromic shift or red shift is related to the lambda max, and hypsochromic shift is also related to the lambda max, and hyperchromic and hypsochromic shift is related to the absorption coefficient. So let us see the next term, that is bathochromic shift, that is red shift. So you can see, as I said, it is related to the absorption maxima, that is lambda max. So definition: when absorption maxima of a compound shifts to the longer wavelength, it is known as bathochromic shift or red shift. So how you are going to remember this? So generally we are using red color to show the signal. In the case of railway, so that is red color is having higher wavelength in the visible region. So that is red shift. That is also called as bathochromic shift. So when we are going to add alkaline solution in the p-nitrophenol, it is going to show the red shift. That means that para-nitrophenol, when we add OH, it will abstract that H and it will create negative charge on the oxygen. So that is making resonance easier. So that means lambda max or absorption maxima is going to increase due to development of that negative charge on the oxygen. Next is hypsochromic shift, that is also called as blue shift. That means when absorption maxima lambda max of a compound shifts toward shorter wavelength, it is known as that hypsochromic shift. That is also called as blue shift. So in the previous example, we have seen that when we are going to use alkaline solution, that is going to give red shift. In this case, we are considering the example of aniline. When we are going to add acid in the aniline, that lone pair present on the amine or nitrogen, that is going to convert into positive charge. That means that positive charge created on the nitrogen will make difficulty in the resonating the charge. Next is hyperchromic shift. So hyperchromic shift is related to the absorption intensity. So definition is when absorption intensity, that is epsilon, of a compound is increased, it is known as hyperchromic shift. That you can see in case of pyridine, the epsilon value is 2750, but when we are going to attach methyl group at 2 position, that epsilon value or absorption intensity is increased to 3560. So that is called as hyperchromic effect or hyperchromic shift. And last is hypochromic effect, that is also related to the absorption intensity. So when absorption intensity, that is epsilon, of a compound is decreased, it is known as hypochromic shift. That is, you can see in the example, cis and trans cinnamic acid is given. So cis, uh, first of all, trans cinnamic acid, you can see the epsilon value, that is 15900. But when the structure is converted to cis, that is that epsilon is going to change to 10700. That means epsilon value is decreased, and that concept or that term is called as hypochromic shift. The next is types of electrons present in the organic molecules. There are three types of electrons. One is sigma electron, that is present in the single bond. The second is pi electron, that is present in the double bond. Third is the n electron, that is lone pair present on the particular atom. Okay, so you can see the four molecules. First is ethane, second is methyl alcohol, third is alkene, that is ethene, and fourth is acetone. So depending upon the types of electrons, we are going to see the types of electronic transition. So there are four electronic transition possible in organic molecule. So first is sigma to sigma star. That means you can see the first molecule, that is ethane. In that case, the molecule is having single bond, that is carbon carbon single bond or carbon hydrogen single bond. So when the UV visible radiation is going to fall on that molecule, that is ethane, that sigma bonding electrons are going to excite into sigma antibonding orbitals. That transition is called as sigma to sigma star. So this is first transition, and lambda value is 125 nanometer. So example is any alkane or any compound having single bond, and the transition is called as sigma to sigma star. That is, any saturated organic compound is having sigma to sigma star transition. Second transition, that is pi to pi star. That means the double bonded compound, that is the transition is occurring sigma to pi to pi star. So this is the second transition, that is pi to pi star. So you can say that unsaturated compound, that is compound having double bond, triple bond or aromatic compound, are showing pi to pi star transition. So the energy required is less in case of the alkenes, alkynes, carbonyls, and nitriles. In case of pi to pi star transition, there are three bands, that is K band, that is conjugated compounds are showing K band. Conjugated compound means what? Butadiene, 1,3-butadiene is having two double bonds, but both are in conjugation. So that is called as K band. B band means benzene. So benzene ring is showing B band, or aromatic ring is showing B band. Then third is E band, that is ethylenic band. So ethene is showing ethylenic band. Next transition is N to pi star, that is unsaturated compound. with lone pair of electrons, that is pi is related to the double bond, n is related to the lone pair. So you can say that unsaturated compound containing heteroatoms like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur show this transition. The required energy is less and longer wavelength around 300 nanometers. That means double bond with heteroatom is showing n to pi star transition, but it should have lone pair on heteroatom. You can see carbon double bond oxygen. So oxygen is having two lone pair, carbon double bond nitrogen. So there is a lone pair on nitrogen, carbon double bond sulfur. There are two lone pairs on the nitrogen. So that is N2 pi star. And one more, that is N2 sigma star. Again, I am saying that sigma is related to the single bond, that is saturated compound. N is related to the lone pair present on the heteroatom, that is N2 sigma star. So you can see saturated compounds containing heteroatoms with lone pairs, that is non-bonding electrons like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, are capable of N to sigma star transition. This transition usually use or need less energy than sigma to sigma star transition. They can be initiated by light whose wavelength is in the range of 150 to 250 nanometers. So the examples: carbon single bond oxygen, carbon single bond nitrogen, carbon single bond chlorine. So N to sigma star means what? This is single bond with lone pair of electron present on the heteroatom. So these are the four transitions. I am repeating again: sigma to sigma star, which is related to single bonded compound; pi to pi star, it is related to the double bonded compound, which is also called as unsaturated compound. Then N to pi star, that is double bonded compound with lone pair of electrons on heteroatom. And last is N to sigma star, that is single bonded compound with lone pair of electrons on heteroatom. Example: this is first sigma to sigma star, that is single bond. This is second pi to pi star, that is double bonded compound. Third is N to pi star, that is double bond with the lone pair on the heteroatom. And last is N to sigma star, that is single bond with lone pair on the heteroatom. So sigma to sigma star is required higher energy, as you can see in the diagram. Then second is N to sigma star, then pi to pi star, and then N to pi star. So this is the order of energy. You can see here, first is sigma to sigma star, then N to sigma star, then pi to pi star, and then N to pi star. This is energy order, and wavelength order will be reverse. Second thing, sigma to pi star and pi to sigma star are forbidden transitions. So this is related to the electronic transitions occurring in the UV visible region. Thank you.